Hi everybody, this is Bobby with Bobby Stamps. I just want to say before I start my video today that I have a new desk in my craft room. So my camera had to be moved and the setup's a little bit different. So please be patient with me if I get out of the line of the camera. I'm going to try really hard. I have it still setting above me like I normally do on my tripod, but I just want to make sure that you guys are aware of that. The table is a glass top table. You can see there's a glare right there. So I hope that that's not going to cause an issue. If it does, if you guys have a hard time seeing it, I'll have to put down my wood grain and go back to that. And I'm also getting used to stamping on this. I've tried using my mat, and then I've tried just using the tabletop, and I think I have better luck because this is just glass using the tabletop. So if the stamping's just a little bit off today or doesn't go through, it's nothing to do with the stamp set or the inks. It's just me getting used to my new surface and what's going to work best for the stamping. For instance, today this is the wood mount for the Crafting Forever, and then the majority of my stamps are photopolymer, so I need to figure out which is going to be best for which kinds of stamps. So anyway, we'll get on to making the card. This is the cute card that we're going to make today, and it says, "We are cut out to be friends." So I used this for my free card packets for June. Anybody that ordered, I always send like a little thank you card. So this was what was sent to those customers that took advantage of that. You can visit my blog to figure out what the free card packets are. So I'm going to use the Regal's enamel shapes, the triple banner punch. We're also going to use Night of Navy ink. And then I've already cut out using the oval framelits and the stitched shaped framelits. I've already cut out, let me see if I can find it right here, my two pieces, so I won't have to do that on camera. And then a piece of Emerald Envy cardstock, and I embossed this with the polka dots embossing folder. So I already have that done. And then our card base is Night of Navy. I'll just score that really quick while I have it out. And then I already told you we're using Crafting Forever. So we're just going to grab the scissors from that stamp set and the We Were Cut Out to Be Friends. I'll grab that one out really quick. Move this out of our way. We're also going to use the Gingham Night of Navy ribbon. And I think that's it. So let's just go ahead. This card is going to go together super quick because there's not a lot of stamping, just the sentiment. Oh, and I forgot to mention, sorry guys, you're going to need a scrap piece of Whisper White and another scrap piece of the Night of Navy for the triple banner punch. The Night of Navy is measured at about 2 inches wide. And it is, I always cut it a little bit longer because you're going to lose a little bit with the triple banner punch. And I cut this piece at 3 3/4 long. And then the white one I cut 3 inches long by 1 3/4. So we'll just go ahead. You might have to trim that off a little bit if you find it's too long. I just always want to make it longer than what I need, so that way I can always take off just a little bit at a time. So we're just going to ink the scissors up in the Night of Navy. And then we're just going to stamp that right down in the center like that. And then I'm going to move that out of the way so I don't make a mess. Grab my snail, and we'll just go ahead and put this on the scalloped Night of Navy piece of cardstock and lay that to the side. And then I'm going to go ahead and pop out with the triple banner punch, and then do my stamping after I've popped that out. So we'll just pop that out, get my trash out of the way, and then we'll put in our Night of Navy. And if you find like this doesn't fit, like this is not fitting perfectly between the grooves, what I like to do is get it centered the best that I can in there, flip it over, and then you can eyeball it back here. See, you can kind of see where you're at and if it's centered. Usually it is. So we'll put that over there. And this I'm gonna stamp it a little bit more towards the right side of the stamp, or of the on the banner, just because I want my little piece of ribbon there. So let's go ahead and ink this up, and then we're just gonna stamp it right about there. And I do think that my table is working better without my mat. I know on the other table that I used before, it was just wood, and I always used my piercing mat just to make sure I was getting the best image. But I found by using this, it is working out better for me to not use the mat. Okay, I'm going to grab my snail. I normally would use fast fuse on my pieces that I emboss with an embossing folder, just because it's had something done to it to make it stay a little bit stronger. But I just remembered when I reached for my fast fuse that over the weekend when I was making some cards, I forgot to fill it back up. I ran out. So then what I did was I took the ends that's right here and I matched them up. That's what I wanted. I didn't want it over this way, so I wanted it over that way. Then you're going to take this piece and you just kind of have to play around. And what I did was put this one down because I wanted to make sure this did not stick up there, and you don't want to cover up your words. So I'm just going to leave that right there like that for right now. I'm going to grab me a couple of dimensionals, probably 4, like so. And you don't need to put one on the bottom because you can use snail. You're going to actually attach it. I mean, you could if you wanted to, but I'm going to go ahead and put some dimensionals on the back of the banner. And I have my August free card packets and the hostess code already posted on my blog. If you guys are interested, I have all the information. Just click on the tab that says free card packets and you can see how you can earn yours. Okay, let's put this right back down. I'm going to put it right about there. And then, yep, that's going to work out good. Sometimes I have the hardest time getting those papers peeled off. I see some people, I think I'm going to go ahead and pop one on there, even with the snail. Some people just seems like they just whoop those things off so easily, and I just feel like I struggle sometimes to get them to come off. So just make sure when you're placing this, guys, that you're not too far over on the left side and that you're not covering your sentiment up. Then I'm going to take some ribbon. I'm just going to make me a small bow. I love all the new ribbon in our new catalog this year. I am a ribbon girl, and I was so happy when I seen all the new ribbons that we had, because I kind of felt like last year we just didn't have a big selection of ribbon, and I love ribbon. I think I use ribbon on every single card I make. And I'm just going to cut this one off just a bit, and then maybe this one just a tad bit more. They look like they're not the same. Okay. Then you just kind of place it anywhere down here towards the bottom that you want. And it does cover up a little bit of the sentiment, but I'll show you what I did to remedy that. So let me grab, I'm going to use a glue dot and just pick one up, and I'm going to put it right there on the center of the bow, and then I'm just going to pop it right there where I want it. Then I'm going to take another glue dot and put it on the back of this, and then just kind of manipulate it out of the way. It'll just stay there now. So how cute is that? So there you guys go. Make sure that you visit my blog. It's bobbystamps.blogspot.com. Oh, you know what? I almost forgot, guys. In the original one that I designed, I put some of these enamel shapes in the circle. You don't have to do it. It just added a little extra bling. Whoops. Put one right there. And then I'm going to grab one of the smaller ones and put it maybe right there. Okay, so that just kind of dresses it up just a little bit with the extra. You could, you know, put one over there or whatever. But make sure that you visit my blog. I'll have all the supply lists, so that way if you want to purchase anything that I use to make this card, you can just click on the image. It'll put it in your cart. Just make sure that in the right hand corner my name's selected as your demonstrator, so that way I will get the credit for your sales. I had a lady that did that once, and she thought that she did it for like 3 cards, and she thought that she had switched over to me as her demonstrator and only realized that she had not. So if you're looking for a demonstrator, I would love to be your demonstrator. Anywhere in the US, you don't have to live in the same state as I do. I can be your demonstrator. The holiday catalog is coming out. I've got my pre-order in, and hopefully we'll get that one day next week with my catalogs. As always, I'll put together a nice little goodie for you guys included in your catalog and get it in the mail, so that way you have plenty of time to make your wish list. Thanks so much, guys, for stopping by. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the like button. Thanks, guys.